Hello, everybody. Welcome along to Sportsbet TV. This is Paul Alster here with you once again, looking ahead to our weekend action. This time, Saturday, the 16th of August, which is, of course, uh, a pretty big day, but of course, it's kind of a stepping stone towards next week when we're going to have four outstanding days on the Knavesmire with the York Ebor Festival. Here at Sportsbet TV, I'm always delighted to be able to offer you at the weekend at least one selection, as I will do on this bulletin. So if you're new to the service, do press the subscribe key just below this screen. But if you're interested in more extensive selections, particularly at the big meetings like the forthcoming Ebor Festival, then do consider joining up at Out in Front, my subscription service at Patreon. The link for that is in the box, the description box just below this screen, and you'll be able to join up. You can join up for a month, you can join up for as long as you like. There's no tie-ins. I'm more than happy to stand on my record and my success thus far. Well, here at Sportsbet, I gave you one selection last week. I decided to have a crack at the Showgirl Cup, even though it's a meeting that I have quite a lot of reservations about, and even more after what happened last Saturday. You probably saw for yourself, Maureen Haggis was very vocal about it, along with a few other trainers, that some of the riding left quite a bit to be desired. I was disappointed in the ride that Arasake was given. Our Charlie Johnston chain runner by Robbie Dolan, even though he did manage to get a winner on the card. I think in that particular instance, he didn't really find himself in the right place at the right time and wasn't as aware as maybe he should have been. But that's the risk you take when you're backing horses with jockeys that don't have a huge amount of experience. My focus this Saturday is on Ripon and the 2:45 race. The 6 furlong Silver Cup handicap is on going good to firm in places. There are 16 runners, and Paul Midgley has his team in really good nick at present, and his recent Pontefract winner, Novello Lad, is the early 11-2 favourite for this race that is a consolation race for the Great St Wilfrid handicap that follows half an hour later. Novello Lad is only £2 higher than that recent Pontefract success. Bay Breezed, trained by Tim Easterby, was 5 lengths back at Ponty, but wouldn't have been ideally suited by the quick going that day. To be honest, he could do with a drop of rain to take the string out of the ground, but he is a 4-time course and distance winner, so he shouldn't be lightly dismissed. Tim Easterby also runs the rank outside of Fan Mail, who actually has plenty to prove. Fortimore, trained by Ben Haslam, is a punter's favourite here. He's a 6-time course and distance winner, and he's also placed at the venue on a further 9 occasions from a total of 24 runs at this track that is known locally as the Garden Racecourse. Now, although he's a 9-year-old Fortimore, he's run well on all 4 previous visits here this season and should again be right in the mix, although whether at 9 years old he's up to winning this very competitive heat remains to be seen. Dicko the Legend and Hectic both represent the trainer Liam Bailey. Dicko the Legend arrives in good heart following his defeat of 21 rivals at York 3 weeks ago, for which he's been raised £5, but that effort came following a breathing operation. So now that he can breathe properly, he might have more to offer and could still be a danger to all. Showtown Mahomes for Grant Tuer was 4th that day and gets a pull at the weight, so in theory he should get a little closer this time to Dicko the Legend. Liam Bailey's other runner is Hectic, course and distance winner in lower grade on his penultimate start. He didn't run well though last time at Hamilton, and he needs to do much better here if he's going to get involved. The top weight, Cat's Bob for Ruth Carr, is only £1 higher than his win at York in June, but has been in and out of form since then, while the consistent Havana Rum for Richard Fahey and the previous course and distance winner It Just Takes Time for Mark Walford are others who do warrant a second glance in a tight race. But what about my selection? Well, that is a horse called King's Merchant, trained by Philip Kirby and the mount of Cam Hardy. He's won 3 times between March and September last season when trained by Ed Bethel, but has failed to show the same kind of form so far and the current campaign, including on his latest 2 starts for his new handler. However, that lack of success has seen the 4-year-old Bated Breath gelding drop 11 pounds in the weight. That's a lot, since running a fine 5th of 22 to Alpha Hellenic in last season's Air Silver Cup. At York, 3 weeks ago, on only a second start for Kirby, King's Merchant was noted doing some decent late work, running on to finish eighth of the 22 runners behind Dicko the Legend, with whom he's now £7 better off. Now he's drawn in the outside stall in 16 and is almost certain to stay over on the far side in a race where they could very easily split into two groups. So it's not beyond the bounds of possibility that King's Merchant could run a really big race off his current mark now that he appears to be back on his way to some decent form. And over the years at Ripon, I've seen time and again horses go really well when going off across towards the far side in big fields, handicaps on the straight course. Now, there were a few early nibbles, but 12 to 1 is back available each way for 5 places with a number of firms. So King's Merchant is my choice and makes plenty of appeal at 12 to 1 each way for those 5 places. That's it for Saturday. Remember, if you want 4 more selections for Saturday's racing, then you can consider joining me at Out in Front via the link in the description box below this screen. But whatever you're doing this weekend, have a great time. Fingers crossed that King's Merchant runs well, and I'll be back at the same time next week ahead of course, next Saturday's final day of the Ebor Festival at York, which includes the Ebor Handicap next Saturday. Bye for now.